Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. For today's video, I've brought you to a very appropriate place to discuss the new release from Memo, Ocean Leather, and this place is also a very special place for me. I've brought you to the Cove. So here we are at the Cove, a very special place for me. This is where I used to come for my summers. This is where I think of when I think of oceanic smells, marine-like fragrances. It all brings me back to this place right here. We used to do every beach-based ocean activity you can think of. We went scuba diving, we did snorkeling, cliff jumping, fishing, we brought the dinghies, we did swimming, everything. It was just amazing. We used to spend days and hours down on this beach. Fantastic place, a really important part of my life. So it's great to bring you guys here and let you experience the Cove as well. An appropriate location also to talk about the new release from Memo, which is called Ocean Leather. First of all, let's take a look at this bottle and the notes. We've got mandarin orange, violet, basil, elemi, cedar, sage, nutmeg, vetiver and leather. I love leather in fragrances, especially when the word Memo comes before it. Ocean Leather is the latest release in the Queer Nomads line from Memo Paris, and every fragrance in that line is a leather-based fragrance. Usually they have a country associated with them. Let me tell you, it's a fantastic line of fragrances. I feel like African leather gets most of the hype, quite rightly so. That's one of my favorites, an amazing fragrance. I love all of them. I would say also Oriental leather really stands out for me, Italian leather, beautiful line of fragrances. So how does this compare to the rest of the leathers in that lineup? The first thing I need to say about Ocean Leather compared to the other fragrances in the Queer Nomads line is it's a departure, it's quite different. I find the rest of them quite rich and heavy, full-bodied, strong, potent fragrances. This isn't that. This is a light, fresh, elegant, much thinner fragrance and a subtler fragrance, I think, as well. And I was surprised not to see more oceanic notes in the fragrance. Sometimes there is some kind of synthesized molecule that is meant to replicate the smell of the ocean. There's none of that in here. They're all naturally listed notes. No ambergris in here. I expected there to be ambergris. When you smell it, it's almost like there is ambergris because it just has that smooth, clean, oceanic vibe to it. It's not a strong sea salty oceanic vibe, it's more a scent that evokes the feeling of being by the ocean. It's basically a citrus woods and leather scent. Not a complex scent at all. The strongest note for me is mandarin, although it does blend really nicely with other citruses as well. It's fresh, it's invigorating. It's like you're standing on the sea's edge with your toes dipped in the water, and you close your eyes and just take in a big deep breath of fresh air. It's that kind of fresh feeling, and it gives you that feeling of well-being that you get when you just breathe in that sea air. The next accords that I get are the cedar and vetiver, and as it dries down, the mandarin, the citrus, just blends really nicely into those woods. And then underneath that you get leather, but it's a very subtle leather. I think more so you smell it when you go closer into your skin, but it is just fixing the fragrance down. And I also get kind of a slight seaweed, sea salt, oceanic vibe. It's very subtle. It might just be my associations with a fragrance called ocean leather that's making me think of that, because there aren't any notes in here that indicate that it should have that sea salt, marine type vibe, but you know, it kind of does. That's it really. Citrus, woods and leather. Simple but effective, less is more. It's certainly not a complex fragrance. As I said, very different from the others in the Queer Nomads line. It has a smoothness to the blend that you would associate with a niche fragrance at this price point. And basically it is a refreshing, elegant, very easy to wear, high quality summer fragrance. A few people in my family have smelled this, so I just want to give you their feedback. My dad really enjoyed this. He loves those subtle, understated, citrus-based, clean fragrances. My brother-in-law sprayed this, really enjoyed it, felt that it was a nice masculine fragrance. My mum really enjoyed this. She would definitely wear this. She felt it was a really nice feminine fragrance for her, and my sister enjoyed this. So I have some footage of my mum and my sister smelling this for the first time. So let's take a look at that. What have you just tried?
Oh, ocean leather.
Yeah, the new one from Memo. Ocean leather, you like it?
Absolutely gorgeous. The citrus smell just hits you right away. It's gorgeous.
You like it?
Well, if you're not leaving it here, it's going on my Christmas list. I don't smell the ocean, I don't smell any leather, but because it's citrusy, it reminds me of being by the ocean, because the Mediterranean is where you get your citrus fruits.
So I've got my sister Tasha here.
Hello.
She didn't know she was going to do this video until I told her she was about 5 minutes ago.
Been caught off guard.
So thanks for being a good sport, Tash. We're in Wales. You've been here a week. Have you had a good time?
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Lots of coastal walks and beers by the sea.
It's a nice place to come and relax, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a fragrance here that I'm doing a video on, and I just thought while you're here, it'd be great to get your opinion on it. It's called Ocean Leather by a brand called Memo Paris. Nice bottle, isn't it?
Very nice bottle, very appealing. I like the sort of rose gold, bronzy finish to the front.
Yeah. You're not familiar with this house or this brand at all? No. Okay. What I think we should do is you spray it on yourself, have a smell, and you can smell it on me as well, because sometimes it smells different on different people, and just let us know whether you like it, what you think of it.
Okay. So is this a men's fragrance or is it unisex?
Unisex.
Unisex.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's my kind of fragrance. Maybe not for the frag heads out there. I think I like the commercial mainstream fragrances, but
yeah.
I like that.
Well, that's interesting you say that, because I think it is quite a easy to wear scent. It's not very complex or challenging that you might find the frag heads wearing. It's very
inoffensive, I would say.
Yeah. So does it make you think of the ocean? Do you get an ocean connection at all? I mean,
a little bit. I mean, it's very citrusy, which it isn't necessarily, you know, related to the ocean, but it's very kind of fresh, and it gives you that feel of, you know, this fresh sea air kind of breeze, summer breeze.
I agree. I think it rather than it smelling like the ocean, it evokes the feelings of being by the ocean, doesn't it? It's like breathing in that fresh sea air.
So it's quite a summer scent.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's a fresh, light, citrusy summer scent. And I do get a little bit of kind of a slight sea air, maybe more as it dries down, but there's just like a hint of sea saltiness in there for me. Maybe it's the leather giving that effect. Do you get leather? Do you feel like you smell leather in the fragrance at all?
Not really. Maybe now you've said it, I do. Yeah. But to be honest, for me, my first impressions were just a very light, fresh, citrusy, and I associate leather with a little bit more kind of heavier, musky fragrances, which I wouldn't put that in that box at all.
So you think it's a nice bright citrusy summer fragrance. It's got, even though it is bright with citruses, I think the leather just gives it some nice depth as well, so it's not just a fleeting citrus, it hangs around. It's
no, I think citrus is what comes through first, but then like you say, I think there are sort of undertones.
Yeah. So you like it, you'd wear it?
Yeah, I think I would wear it. I think I prefer it on a guy.
Oh, okay, interesting. Well, you can smell it on a guy, so let's see what you think, see if it smells any different on me.
Yeah, no, I like it.
See,
it does smell different on you.
Does it?
Yeah, it does, but I still like it.
So I think actually that I would like to smell this on a woman.
Oh, really?
I think it's completely unisex. I think it definitely works, and Mum really loves this one.
Yeah.
So there you go. I guess that.
I mean, I would wear it. I wouldn't be averse to wearing it myself. But if I smelt a guy wearing it, I'd find it pleasant. I certainly wouldn't think, are you wearing a girl's perfume?
If you smelled this on a guy, what mark out of 10 would you give it?
I think I'd have to go, I'd probably give it a 7.5. I like it, it's a really pleasant fragrance, but I'm not sure kind of how striking it is. You know, some fragrances kind of, a complete stranger can walk past and you get a whiff and it completely takes you back to somewhere, a memory, it's really recognisable. Whereas it may just be because this is literally the first time I've smelt it, but I'm not sure I'd get that with this fragrance. But I'd certainly enjoy it here and now if someone was wearing it.
Yeah, I think it's just a very mass appealing, bright summer citrus fragrance that we both like.
I think you'd struggle to find someone who didn't like it. I think it's a nice fragrance.
Yeah, it's a pretty safe bet, I think, isn't it? Yeah. And compared to the others in the leather line, the Queer Nomads collection, this is definitely lighter. This is a thinner, lighter, less complex fragrance. The others are much heavier.
Yeah, much lighter, because I'm not sure whether I actually really like heavier, more leathery scents, whereas this one I do really like. So I think it is just a very subtle, leathery.
Yeah, the leather's very subtle, It's there, but it's subtle, just balancing the citruses out really nicely.
Yeah.
Great, okay. Well, thank you, Tasha, for joining me in this part of this video. It was a nice little bonus. Thanks for coming.
No problem. Thank you for having me again.
Anytime. So there you go, a bit of feedback from other people for you. I think you get the idea that it's a very easy fragrance to wear and enjoy because it isn't challenging, it isn't complex. In my opinion, it is a very nicely done citrus fragrance, easily the best summer fragrance option of Memo's Queer Nomads line. Let's do some FRAG-MENTAL. This is absolutely a summer fragrance for me. I think you could wear it all year round, no problem. It's got that versatility, but because of the refreshing citrus accords, it might just get lost a little in the cooler temperatures. So summer for me is the best time to wear this. Occasions, this could be a summer signature scent. I wouldn't say it's a special occasion scent or an evening scent or a date night scent. You could wear it for those things, but for me, this is a daytime summer signature scent. Absolutely 100% unisex. In terms of the performance, I would say it's the worst in terms of performance from all the Queer Nomads line, but that's not a negative because performance isn't bad, it's just because of the nature of the composition of this one. It's a thinner, lighter, more subtle fragrance. So I'm getting around an hour of projection. I'm estimating it's going to be, you know, roughly around half an arm's length, although that's really difficult to work out for sure, but that would be my best guess. And then it's going to last on the skin, or it lasted on my skin for around about 6 hours. So it's there as a skin scent, like I said, subtle but elegant. If you want to pick this up, this is being sold by Harvey Nichols here in the UK. It's £215 for a 75ml bottle. It is an eau de parfum concentration, so it's not a cheap fragrance. As always with these types of fragrances, you're buying into the quality, you're buying into luxury niche. And I think many people would think it's worth paying £215 for a fragrance that has that quality. Many wouldn't. Maybe if you want to try this, get some samples first, definitely sample, and you might want to pick up a partial bottle in a Facebook group or a bottle that is part used. But full retail, £215. So there you go, some information and my opinions on Ocean Leather from Memo Paris. Thank you for joining me on this location. This is a special one for me. I'm so pleased that I can sit here and make a video for you in a place that holds so many memories of the ocean for me, an appropriate location as well to talk about this fragrance. I love it. Judging by how much everyone in my family seems to love this, they might be borrowing this quite a lot. In fact, I think we're going to need a bigger bottle.
Flash your dad. Flash dad.
Drive around in a city full of shame. Everything feels hollow when you are away.